Excuse me, miss. What do you do for work?
Hi, I'm Kamala Harris.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm in the campaign trail 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a message you want to send?
I just want to say what you do is so important. Young people like you are the future of our country. You're so dripped out. I love it. It's very important that you guys show up, okay? Because we are in this beautiful park, and this park signifies where America can be diversity-wise if you young people like you show up and vote.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to smoke a joint with me?
I would love to.
Y'all keep these parodies coming. Ever since the other day when I shared that parody in that video, man, I've been looking for them. I'm searching for them. I'm looking for one to drop, at least every other video, man. Shout out to Benny Johnson for the inspiration on that. I ain't no capper here. Anyhow, yeah, Kamala Kamala. You're definitely gonna need to grab you a joint today. You're gonna have to smoke on something because Trump gonna be smoking on that Kamala pack on November 5th, which is just a couple days away, which, by the way, today I'm going to a Trump rally, so I gotta speed these videos up. But CNN just destroyed. Yes, we're talking about home base. CNN, legacy media, right? This is Biden and Kamala's team right here. But anyhow, they just destroyed Kamala's campaign. They just exposed Kamala's game of double speak, running different ads for different places to fool voters. In Michigan, she's pushing for a Gaza ceasefire, while in Pennsylvania, it's all about supporting Israel. Two messages, one campaign, just lie after lie after lie. How much more proof do y'all need, America?
Tonight, mixed messages. A K-file investigation this hour finds Kamala Harris is targeting crucial battleground voters with vastly different messages on Gaza and Israel. This ad is running in Michigan, which has the largest Arab population in America.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent.
All right, well, it's a very different story for an ad in Pennsylvania targeting Jewish voters.
Let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7.
Different message. Andrew Kaczynski is out front now. So, Andrew, those obviously do sound starkly different, to say the least. Tell me more about what you found.
Yeah, that's right. And this really illustrates the sort of fine line that the Harris campaign is trying to walk here in the closing weeks, closing days of this campaign on the issue of Israel. Here you have two entirely different constituencies, and they are getting two entirely different messages. There are often times these constituencies have very opposing views on this. If you are a Jewish person in Pennsylvania, you saw that ad that you're getting. You are getting that ad that talks about how strong she is in Israel. If you're a Muslim voter in Michigan, you are getting that ad on Facebook that's talking about how she won't be silent on the issue of Gaza. Now, what's really interesting here is that ad that we just played, the one that's going to Jewish voters in Pennsylvania. Now, it sort of sounds like those two clips of her talking about Israel are together, but they actually cut part of it out. Take a listen to what they cut.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
And you've seen too that they cut out that portion of the ad where they talked about Gaza from her DNC speech. Those two parts were together. They sliced them. They cut that part out. Now, look, she's also getting hammered a lot on this issue by Republicans. We talked just a couple days ago about how those robocalls were airing in Wisconsin that are made to sound like they're in support of Jill Stein, talking about her position on Gaza, saying that they're highlighting her pro-Israel position, and they're sort of trying to siphon those votes away from her. So this is a really delicate issue for her.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination being cut out. It's important to notice that. All right. Now, you also
So basically, Kamala is saying that there are good people on both sides, right? Okay, I got it. I got it. I'll say this, you're busted. Not that anybody's surprised by this. I'm sure if you're a Trump supporter or even a Kamala supporter, you realize that, this is her stitch. This is what she does. She's a copy and paste type of person. Even with every rally she does, it's teleprompted, and when it goes off, she has nothing to say. This is your Lita. Too bad, Mr. Obama. I'm not even calling you my president because you started all this. I'm reading right now. But it didn't work. Now they know the truth. She tells people what they want to hear. She's a liar and has no policies. And I can't trust somebody who can't have something to stand on themselves. Like if they don't have any morals or principles that or a belief system or something like that for themselves, I can't trust you. If you're a shapeshifter, we can't do it, okay? Somebody said this is what Nazis do when they want to get rid of both of you: lie, divide, and fund the genocide. Because I will say, man, these Kamala ads are getting crazy. I can't watch no videos on YouTube, like, on this screen. I'm pay for the premium. That's all I'm gonna say. But on here, man, it's back to back to back to back to back Kamala ads. And I'm already like, bro, she's a phony. She's a liar. Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing? Now, this is 2 days before, we're 2 days before the election, right? And Kamala's surrogate, John Fetterman, is going on CNN saying Trump definitely has a connection with voters in Pennsylvania. What does this even mean? It means that she cooked.
And I've been saying this, whether it was Biden or then became Harris, I said it's going to be very close. And Trump definitely has a connection with voters here in Pennsylvania, and that's why it's going to be close.
I feel in my heart of hearts that Trump is going to win, but at the same time, given the climate of the world that we live in, I'm over here like, But you heard Fetterman over here like, yeah, man, Pennsylvania, they rock with Trump. Yeah, and then you got Elon campaigning out there for Trump, so yeah, it's a no-brainer. Let's read some comments. He has a connection for sure. He will bring back jobs. Drill, baby, drill. Yes. Was that the entire conversation too, by the way? Something TDS like is usually included. Somebody said they are starting to see the writing on the wall. Don't stop though. Keep going. Yes, because you starting to see that Donald Trump isn't manufactured, and they're saying that the people aren't going for these manufacturing tactics. Okay, she's installed. We downloaded Trump. We like, hey, hold up, y'all uninstalled, and we need that down. We need the update back. I don't think it's gonna be close in Pennsylvania. If I'm being honest, she getting crushed in a lot of these swing states. Somebody says, hold on. Yeah, spotted an honest Democrat. I know, right? Honest Democrat. But look, Jake Tapper just exposed Kamala Harris, her lies directly on live TV. Now, CNN, Kamala, you losing if you lost CNN. That's all I'm gonna say.
Trump said he was going to do something for women, whether they like it or not, whether the women like it or not. He was talking about protecting women, whether they like it or not. Certainly you can take issue with the language, but he wasn't saying he was just going to do whatever he wanted, regardless of, Anyway, but let's talk. I mean, but you take my point. You don't disagree, right? I'm saying I'm going to protect them, whether that women want me to protect them, whether, right?
And some would say that's misogynist, and that's.
But it's not as she presented it.
I think. Look, ultimately, I think we have to be careful in these last days. We did this in 2016. He's going to say something horrible, ridiculous, over the line.
So just quote it accurately.
No, that's not my point. I just don't think we need to say every update, because the point is where she went to, which is we know who this guy is. This is not someone who respects women.
Yeah, she lost CNN, but Shorty right there at the end I was talking, she lost me. It's like, come on, okay. It's one of them things where you guys want to hate this man so bad, you hold on to every little word, this, that, and the third. Y'all try to find every little thing to have a problem with. That when he says something good, you go back to, he might have said that, but he's still this type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That was whack, a horrible take. But we definitely need more people like him in the media on CNN saying, hey, the way y'all trying to spin this ain't the way it's spinning, all right? Y'all out here saying that this, that, and the third, but no, he was talking about protecting women. Y'all trying to frame this as he's trying to do the opposite of that. And then tried to get the other CNN anchor on there to agree. Just like, hey, can we at least agree that this guy just said that Trump said something that he didn't say? And she, well, we can all agree that he's still a horrible person who doesn't like women. It's like, come on, man. You can't win for losing for these people. Now, real quick, just bring it back to the whole Pennsylvania situation. A Pennsylvania voter just told CNN there's a very quiet Trump vote because he's a patriot. I don't want to read her quote. I don't even want to read her quote. I'll just say Kamala definitely wouldn't want this to go viral.
I'm most upset about the lack of a border and the lack of our sovereignty and how that's eroded in the last 3 years. And I feel as an American citizen, I'm underserved, overtaxed. I'm kind of diminished.
Kristen Kapar, a registered Republican at the age of 18 back in 1988. The Philadelphia suburbs were red then, but Kapara is outnumbered in her Drexel Hill neighborhood now.
We vote on different sides of the aisle, but we are proud Americans. The American flag is outside all of our homes, and so I'm very comfortable there.
This is her New Jersey beach cottage, Lola and Taylor, her friendly labs.
Push onto your left, there.
And this is back in Delaware County, where Kapara teaches figure skating. She believes Trump will run stronger this year because of concerns about inflation, the border, and whether Harris is too liberal.
Well, I think right now there's a very quiet Trump vote. He does have some bizarre behaviors, but at the end of the day, I feel he's patriotic and I feel he loves this country and my version of this country a little more dearly than the other side.
The suburbs settle close races here.
And of course, we are met with some resistance. CNN's Dana Bash, she goes full state-run media hack, clashes with Senator Tim Scott over misinformation and election integrity. It also says, holy smokes, there is zero daylight between Bash and combative Kamala campaign propagandists in this entire segment. Let's just check it out.
Fact of the matter is that Trump is already spreading false claims about cheating in Pennsylvania. He has repeatedly predicted a massive victory, even though polls show that the race is very close. He's setting the stage for his supporters not to believe the results if he loses. Do you want him to stop doing that?
I would never tell any candidate on the ballot to talk about what happens if they lose. Obviously, you're going to lean into the victory, especially
I
when the
appreciate that,
latest
Senator.
polls
Forgive me,
in battleground states
but spreading
says
false
that you're
rumors.
running forward. You're running ahead of your candidate.
Totally.
Listen,
But saying false
Dana,
things
you and I disagree
about
on this one.
fraud
Totally disagree on this
is not, you think it's okay to spread false rumors about fraud and undermine the integrity of the election, regardless of what happens?
Dana, the liberal media has done a better job of spreading misinformation than
Senator.
any candidate I've seen so far. That's true. Listen, here's the fact. We're not seeing the coverage of 2 assassination attempts on CNN
We
against
did
Donald Trump.
wall-to-wall
We're not seeing the
coverage.
comments about Kamala Harris talking about fascists, calling Donald Trump a fascist.
John Kelly
We
called
should
him a
focus on,
fascist.
giving
His
the
former
American
chief of
people
staff.
the opportunity, giving.
Okay, not because she's a woman, but because she's an anchor on here debating. I wish she would just shut the hell up. Like, just shut up, please. Shut up. I'm gonna get off the screen. This is why. Okay, I'm out.
Giving, and she repeated it. Giving people the
Well, wouldn't you?
opportunity to make
If
their own
Kamala
decisions.
Harris's former
That's
chief
what we
of staff
Americans-
called her a fascist, I would guess that you would repeat it too. And
Listen.
Donald Trump has called him one as well.
The bottom line is this, Dana. Bottom line is this. We should focus on the issues that the American people are talking about. They're talking about the greatest invasion across our southern border. Black communities across this country, particularly in inner cities, are talking about the devastation of the presence of Venezuelan gangs leading to more crime. We're talking about a rise in the unemployment rate of African Americans. Of course, Black men are now more open to the Republican Party and specifically Donald Trump because the numbers are in. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they've done a terrible job addressing the issues of Black men. Therefore, looking at the Donald Trump years, we saw low unemployment and high enthusiasm.
I want to allow you to make your point, which I just did, but I can't let go of the fact
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you are saying it is the media spreading claims. It is not true. It is Donald Trump who is saying things
It is
that
true.
are Donald Trump is saying things just about Pennsylvania. Just one example that local officials are saying is not true. We saw what happened on January 6th as a result of that and many other things. You were there at the Capitol. Are you saying right now, you want to leave this conversation and say you are okay with his rhetoric?
Well, Dana, what I'm going to tell you is the truth. The Supreme Court and local courts in Pennsylvania have ruled in favor of the Trump campaign this election cycle.
But this has nothing to do. That has
the
nothing
Supreme
to
Court
do with
then
what he's
made
saying.
changes prospectively. You're asking the question about voter integrity, election integrity.
Right.
I'm giving you the answer. We've seen a strong shift in the right direction, and that's reasons for us to be optimistic that this election will be fair. I'm, of course, going to say my candidate's going to win because the polls reinforce that fact, and the evidence I'm seeing on the ground only highlights or magnifies the fact that Donald Trump is doing very well in the battleground states. We are not just optimistic. We are going to be motivated, which will allow us to mobilize our voters. This election will be decided by the turnout.
So if you believe, you just said that you believe that the election will be free and fair. So does that mean that you are confident that if Donald Trump loses, I know you think he's going to win, but let's just play this out. If he loses, that he will concede?
I'm confident that he's going to win without any question. And yes, I do believe that we will have a fair election. We will honor the results and we will celebrate the 47th president being Donald Trump.
Elon Musk responded to this clip saying their new name is DNN, Disinformation News Network. And Western replied with that's more accurate. Ooh, excuse me. Somebody said I just watched this entire interaction live. Tim Scott is too far soft to go up against a professional propagandist. Dana is well versed in talking points, and it shows. Hopefully, like this ends once Trump gets in. 100%. These soft Republicans need to study Vance and Vivek and how to deal with them. I definitely agree. Shout out to Tim Scott for doing what he do, but yeah, man, you know, you got to be ready to handle a CNN host or a legacy media host. Definitely give proper credit to. I definitely give my proper credit to Vivek and Vance for sure. They handle them like it ain't nothing. Somebody said they deserve to be out of business in response to the mainstream media deserves to lose all of their influence. I mean, they definitely are. People lean in more towards independent media anyway. Hello. Now, in response to that last clip, it seems like, you know, it was, I'm going to repeat my question over and over and over until I get the answer that I want you to publicly say so that we can clip it and misinform the public. That's really what I seen that interaction to be. The media and Kamala's campaign are walking hand in hand.